Galimera, Galimera, Galimera. Good morning, good morning, good morning. As we would say in Greece. Well, today I'm actually going to do my broadcast from outside, all right? A little peek there, looking across towards where the roaches are. Obviously broadcasting from Leek today, still in quarantine, in isolation at Jane's mum's house here in Leek, North Staffordshire. There you go, that's a look at the house from the back. And as you can see, outdoor studio set up. I know people are wondering, what's the weather like, Ginge? What's the weather like? Got to say a quick hello to the lovely Amanda. Nice plants, by the way. Let's quickly switch myself round. Also, Ian Booth looking in. Kev Jones looking in as well from Wheels. Well, anyway, just to let you know, the weather at the moment in Greece, a lot different to what it is here. In fact, we're actually having good weather here in comparison. Friday's weather in Greece then, partly sunny with some showers. Temperatures are 14, but it's going to feel like 17. And the weather here in Leek, Leek is partly cloudy, 4 degrees, but it's going to feel like 1. So this is probably where I'm going to actually what's the word I'm looking for? Probably catch a cold. But anyway, who cares? I've got my jacket on, so I'll keep it warm. Right, okay, what's been going on within the last 24 hours in Greece? Well, first of all, as always, let's start off with the COVID infection rates at the moment over there. At the moment, infection rates are down, believe it or not, nationally across Greece at the moment in comparison to yesterday. Yesterday, I reported 4,801. Well, today's figures are 4,696 new infections across Greece. That brings the total now up to 1,022,141. 10 new cases were identified after checks into the country. That was down on the day before, where there was 12. And at the moment in Greece, there have been 17 confirmed cases of Omicron in the country. So only 17 cases of Omicron in Greece at the moment. Right. Now, according to the stats for infections on the islands that we look at, islands of the Ionian, Lefkada has seen an increase from yesterday from 3 up to 10. They are in the green. Corfu has also seen an increase in infections from 59 up to 83. They are in dark red on the Greek traffic light system. As for the prefecture of Kefalonia, they've actually had a slight decrease. They had 5 new infections yesterday, and now it is 4 new infections that they have recorded in the last 24 hours. And when it comes to Zakynthos, well, we had 5 infections yesterday on the island, and that number has gone up to 6 within the last 24 hours. So once again, Zakynthos is still in the amber, Kefalonia is in the yellow on the Greek traffic light system. When it comes to deaths at the moment, you might remember yesterday, deaths had dropped to 77. The day before that, they had the highest death rate of 130 deaths across the country since the beginning of the pandemic. Well, the death rate has gone up slightly within the last 24 hours from 77 up to 96 new deaths across the country. That brings the death toll now to 19,651. Of those people, 95.3% of them had underlying health conditions or were over the age of 70. And as now, at the moment, there have been no deaths linked to Omicron at the moment in Greece at all. Anyway, once again, our deepest condolences to those people affected. Yeah, I just thought there was something else there. Yeah. So once again, our deepest condolences to those families that are affected. Right. When it comes to critical cases at the moment, critical cases again on the rise. You might remember they just did drop slightly on the day before yesterday, where we were at 708. And then yesterday where they were at 683. Well, now at the moment, it has gone up to now 692 isolations in ICUs across the country. Critical cases in hospital of the 692 people, 419 are male, 273 are female. The average age of those people is 64, and 81.2% of them had underlying health conditions or were over the age of 70. Now, regarding those critical patients, 570 of them were classed as unvaccinated or partially vaccinated, and 122 were considered to be fully vaccinated. Right, okay, the quick snapshot of the news in the UK then, as I like to do quickly. The Tories turn on Boris Johnson last night after an earthquake by-election defeat in a previously rock-solid North Shropshire constituency. The Tories lost their majority, which was around about 25,000, to the Liberal Democrats. Anyway, MPs say the result was a bit of a referendum on the Prime Minister, and warning that he will face a leadership challenge unless things improve. At the moment, they are considering he's had 2 strikes and a third one, and he's going to be out. Anyway, just regarding COVID then, more than 88,000 people were diagnosed with COVID in the last 24 hours, another pandemic high. The daily COVID deaths, which are a lagging indicator, they were actually down, actually. This is COVID deaths, not linked to Omicron, but COVID deaths. They fell today by 146. So that was down around 1% on last Thursday. Latest hospital data shows there were 849 admissions on December the 12th, up to 4, which was up on 4% on the previous week. There is also at the moment people asking for clarification about the Omicron death, which at the moment still has not been clarified as whether the gentleman died from COVID or died with COVID, the Omicron variant. That has still not been cleared up. And again, a lot of people are asking for clarity on this death. Because again, it just ramps up what's going on at the moment here in the country. Anyway, Boris Johnson insisted that the government does not want to lock stuff down. That's his words, not mine. With Britain's instead, urging Britons instead to prioritise social events, get a booster and do a lateral flow test before meeting people. So again, that is just a quick snapshot of what's going on here in the UK at the moment. Right, let's have a quick look at the Greek news then, because a lot's been going on over in Greece within the last 24 hours as well. Travellers to Greece now are going to need a negative COVID-19 PCR test to enter the country as part of efforts to curb the spread of the coronavirus pandemic. Now, the Health Ministry said that yesterday. The measures will actually come into effect from December the 19th, and tests will need to be no more than 48 hours old. So then again, that's another test that Jane and I are going to have to complete before we travel back to Greece in the new year, unless of course things all change again. Anyway, interestingly, Greece, Italy and a handful of other European nations began vaccinating children aged between 5 to 11 against COVID-19 on Wednesday, as the EU governments braced for the Omicron variant to spread quickly during the travel and large gatherings of the holiday seasons. Anyway, interestingly, acrobats dressed as superheroes were rappelling down the side of walls in hospitals in Milan to encourage children to go and get the vaccine. Italy, a city that prepared a joint new vaccine rollout, had people dressed in capes and bodysuits of superheroes and greeted patients through the windows at the pandemic ward of the Children's Hospital and the paediatric wing. Youngsters getting their first shot in Greece were given stickers and a day off from school. Well, there you go. All I'm going to say to those parents with children, just think carefully about whether you want your children vaccinated or not. If you think it's the right thing to do for your child, I'll leave that choice up to you. All right. Anyway, interestingly, again in Greece, labour unions led by the Communist Party staged a protest during a parliamentary budget debate on Thursday to demand a return of wage and pension levels that were axed during the 3 successive international bailouts. You might remember that they absolutely took people's pensions by 30%. They took wages of people working in the public sector. They were docked by 30%. However, none of that wages has ever been restored, despite the fact that the country had been bailed out. Anyway, some 2,000 protesters gathered in front of the Parliament building in central Athens as lawmakers debated the 2022 budget, which includes a proposed 2% minimum wage increase, but that would take effect on January the 1st. In 2021, during the financial crisis, the minimum wage was reduced by more than 20%. About half of the decrease was restored after bailouts ended, and the minimum currently is €758 and 33 euros a month. All right, €758 and 33 cents a month is the average wage. Try working that out and breaking that down into a 40-hour working week, and you will see that the working hour is probably less than €3 an hour, somewhere around that. Anyway, Finance Minister Christos Galavis said despite 6.9% growth forecast for this year, spending on the health service and the income support during the pandemic allow for only modest increases in social spending. This is not the pre-COVID era, Stalakas told Real FM radio. If the state revenues have improved a bit, that will go to reduce the deficit. Anyway, according to the budget figures, public debt is expected to be at 1.97.10 of the gross domestic product this year, with a 7.3% budget deficit before debt obligations. So again, Greece's finances are not looking too good at the moment, and again, still a gale of threat, and again, the people having to pay. Anyway, going to Zakynthos now, a little bit of news from Zakynthos. Once again, it is St. Denis's Day over there at the moment. Some of the reports from the local press with stories such as with a mask and up to 200 people inside his church, the faithful will participate in ceremonies for the patron saint of Zakynthos, St. Denis, who celebrated his feast day today on Friday. Anyway, according to an announcement from the Dionysios, which stated that the holy metropolis of Zakynthos, with a deep sense of responsibility, has drawn up strict existing health directives against the spread of COVID-19, announced the programme for services and ceremonies during the weekend, which is going to run from obviously yesterday the 16th through till the 19th of December, when the island celebrates the memory of the patron saint of Zakynthos. Anyway, at about 11 o'clock this morning, it's probably been and gone, all right. Weather permitting, there is going to be a short procession that will take place around St. Denis's Church. Pious Christians are kindly requested to strictly follow the precautionary instructions of COVID-19 and must wear a face mask, use disinfectant liquid, and keep a distance of 1.5 meters between themselves. Anyway, the holy procession will be accompanied outside the church by the Philharmonic of the municipality. That's the little orchestra. Also the Zakynthos Scouts and Guides Department and delegations of the primary schools, gymnasiums and lyceums, and also the technical schools as well. So once again, enjoy your St. Denis Day celebrations, and I hope he may bring some good luck to the island. However, there is some good luck coming to Zakynthos at the moment. Good news is that the municipality is to have €1 million of fines that it was imposed on them by the Port Authority for the lack of lifeguards on the busy beaches of Zakynthos. That fine is to be cancelled, much to the great relief of many in the municipality, and especially the municipality of Zakynthos. Now, the municipality of Zakynthos was among those who have had to pay the highest fines nationwide, since lifeguards had not not been placed in any of the beaches stipulated by the legislation. It wasn't so much that they weren't placed there, it was that they couldn't find people to do the job. It must be remembered that they put this out to private tender for a company that was going to come in and run the responsibility of the beaches. But that company, for whatever reason, decided maybe the money wasn't enough, or they just didn't want to do it, or they couldn't find the people themselves to employ as lifeguards to go and do the job. So consequently, the actual municipality was then fined up to, well, it worked out in total about €1 million for not putting lifeguards on the beaches. Anyway, Zakynthos is not the only area in Greece that had the same problem, where it couldn't find people to do the job, and they were fined also in other parts of the country, although they have not been named in the article. I've got to be honest, it's a difficult thing. We did have problems this summer with deaths at the beaches, and again, if you can't find people to do the job, and don't forget, you can't bring people into Greece as easy as you could do years before, so maybe foreign people from outside the EU could come and do the job of being a lifeguard. It is a difficult position to actually fill as well. So again, at least the fine's been cancelled. Maybe some common sense is now coming through. And don't forget, it's the Port Authority fining the municipality on the instructions that came down from the EU, who were the overall bringers of the law, and probably a law where the country themselves wanted to have their own autonomy over it. But no, the EU takes control on that. Anyway, and finally, another bit of good news for next year. EasyJet announced a new connection to Zakynthos for 2022. More specifically, a flight from Manchester every Tuesday, while from June the 30th, there'll be a second flight every Thursday from Manchester as well. And that will run on until the 6th of October. So once again, start booking your flights. If you want to get your holiday in, you might get a good deal at the moment and be able to come and visit Zakynthos. Hopefully, maybe all the madness of COVID will have died down by then, and maybe we've got back to some remnants of normality, but we shall see. Anyway, let's have a quick look at who's looking in at the moment. Big shout out to Rosewood. Not sure if you're in the UK or if you're here in the UK. Nice to see you looking in. Happy McNaughton, nice to have you looking in as well, my lovely. Suze Waldron is looking in. Chloe Warner is also checking in as well. Mike Collett is looking in as well. Also, Andy Cullen, nice to see you. Raffridge buddy tuning in. Another Raffridge buddy tuning in. Sean Webb. Also as well, Stacey Jackson, Lynn Darby, Barbara Cocker, Susie Angus as well. Hello, my darling. How are you? Are you working over the Christmas period at the moment, or are you going to be stuck in home again because of all the cancellations that are going on? Jack Armour's looking in as well. Can I just remind you as well, don't forget it's Friday. Friday means that the Dance Anthem show is on beatsradio.co.uk. My first show from the UK. Yes, that's right. First show from the UK tonight at 7 p.m. UK time, which is 9 o'clock Greek time. I'll be in the chat room. Come and have a little chat with us. Enjoy some uplifting dance music, anthems, tunes that put you in a happy place, remind you of better times, with a little bit of a Christmas spirit to it, but not too much at the moment. I'm saving that for Christmas Eve, all right? But anyway, I will keep my ear to the ground. I will stay in touch. Thank you to all those people have been dropping me messages, and also those pictures and little video clips that I put up, they were actually uploaded yesterday. In fact, they were uploaded on the night we arrived, and it took over 24 hours for those to appear on my Facebook page. And I'm thinking to myself, that was very, very strange. But anyway, that's by the by. At least they're up. And thank you for all the messages as well for Jane and I. Anyway, that's day 2 now being done. Only till Monday to go. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Ta-ra. Take care. Bye-bye.